paying attention to our presentation.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk to you about the governance inside the Adidas report, annual report of 2016. To be honest, it was a little bit complicated to find the information. And to be honest, we are not quite sure if the information we are giving you will be the correct one. But because there's so much information there that we could go deep and be there like 2 weeks or a whole month digging inside of it. Yeah, sure. So the first thing what we're gonna talk is Sandeep. He's gonna explain us, give us a definition of about what is governance inside of.
First I will explain something about this Adidas. It is the largest company in Europe. It is like the sportswear manufacturer, and it is the single largest company in all our world. So I mean, it's like from Kasper Rosberg is the CEO of the company now. From after 2016 July, he is the CEO of the company. And in this company, we have like dual board system. So I will explain you about the governance part. So it is the definition of corporate governance refer to the entire system of management and supervision of company, including its organization, its value and policies, guideline, and internal and external control of monitoring mechanism. So I will explain you about the board system. It consists of the dual board system here. Like I told you that Kasper Rosberg is the CEO of the company, and in this system there are two board systems. The one is executive board. In executive board we have 5 members in Adidas, 5 board members, and here no member can be like a part of the more than 3 committees, supervisory committees. And there are 6 supervisory board committees, and the first one is the steering committee, the second one is the journal committee, the third one is the audit, and fourth one is the finance and investment, the fifth one is nomination committee, and the last one is the mediation committee. So the whole board is like, there are 297 independent manufacturing companies which are working with this Adidas. So it is about the organization. So my colleague will explain to you more.
Okay. So responsibility is not what they do. It's not what their functions are. Responsibility is about what they take for responsible as a company. So the executive board is responsible. Its members are responsible for managing their respective business areas in accordance with the executive board business allocation plan. They should comply with laws, internal and external provisions, and be responsible of the risk management. Also, they have a sustainability strategy, which is it is called Sports Need a Space, and with that, it's like they are following this sustainability strategy to rule their guidelines at this moment. So, in this part, they say that they take responsibility of the entire life cycle of the sports. What is that? That means that in all spaces where sport is, wherever it is made or whatever it is sold or whatever it is played, they are responsible. Adidas are responsible for that. So, and they divide this in 2 parts, which is the product part and the people part. In the product part, they say they value the water, They innovate in materials and processes in order to be more ecological, and they conserve energy. Also, in the people part, they empower their people, they improve health, and they inspire action. I found this very very interesting. So it's a really great company that gives us very good examples of what are good guidelines to follow. They also recognize their responsibility in human rights. And also they say this second board, the supervisory board, is responsible of following all the operations that the executive board makes with shares. So it's not like the executive board is doing whatever they can, whatever they want with the shares of the company. Those operations are always supervised by the supervisory board. It also says that in the report that Adidas executive board has overall responsibility. That means that whatever the company does, whatever the company is responsible for, the actual responsibles are the executive board. And also, in the other hand, the supervisory board is responsible for monitoring and the effectiveness of the risk management system. Now, here they start to mention about a risk management system. So how this risk management system looks like, it's at the top, it's like the supervisory and the executive board, which are responsible of everything, but they delegate or they give the risk management commission just risk management policy and methodology support. It's like another commission of people who is responsible of assign some risk owners. So they assign certain people that will be named as risk owners, and this risk, well, all together they play this process, which is identify, evaluate, handle, and monitor and report all the risk. And well, remembering that at the head of everything is the executive board being responsible of whatever risk it could happen. So, yeah, this is just the explanation. It says our risk and opportunity management process comprises the following steps, which are risk and opportunity identification. And in this part, it talks about the risk owners. Our company-wide network of risk owners. They are generally all direct reports to Adidas executive board, including the managing directors of our markets. And these risk owners ensures the effective identification of risk and the risks, and not only risks, but in the other hand also opportunities. And well, the second step is, as I told you, evaluation, then handling, and then monitoring and reporting. And this is how they elaborate the risk process and how they qualify it. It's pretty much what we saw with the professor. And in this part is the likelihood to happen, and in this part is how big is the impact that could happen with this risk evaluation. So they follow a whole process to go through it. And I found really interesting is that at the end of the report, they state responsible statement, which is this. I'm not gonna read it, but it's signed by the CEO. Which
Maybe you should read it.
okay.
Because you don't want to, I want you to read it.
Yeah. Okay. I will read it out loud. To the best of our knowledge, and in accordance with the applicable reporting principles, the consolidated financial statements give a true and fair view of the assets, liabilities, financial position, and profit or loss of the group, and the group management report, which has been combined with the management report of Adidas AG, includes a fair review of the development and performance of the business and the position of the group, together with a description of the material opportunities and risk associated with the expected development of the group. I think here, and it comes his signature, so he's stating full responsibility of everything.
This is the key statement of responsibility from the Chief Executive Officer, and it's really a proof, or it is required to show that he is really taking responsibility for everything, including his governance, which means responsibility for value, for increasing value with opportunities, for potential loss of value, which is risk and risk management. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Professor, for completing that part. And, well, in Bitsa, and this is all about the responsibility. Then we're going to talk about our the main functions of the government, of every part of the board.
Hello everyone. The corporate governance function are to develop and review the company policies and practices on corporate governance, to review and monitor the training and continuous professional development of directors and senior management, to review and monitor the policies, company's policies and practices on compliance with the legal and regulatory requirements, to develop, review and monitor the code of conduct and compliance manual applicable to employees and directors, to review the company's compliance with the CG code and disclosure in the corporate governance report.
Now, the main functions of the governance in Adidas company, the first one is composition and working method of the executive board. In executive board, there are 5 members, and they independently they manage the company. They determine the company's strategic position, they determine the company's policy, they make the business targets, and they make sure they're implemented, and they ensure that there's appropriate risk management done. And they are also governed by the rules of procedure of the executive board and business allocation plan. And the composition and working method of the supervisory board, there are more members. There are 16 members, 8 members are shareholders and 8 members are employees. And the shareholders are elected by the shareholders and employees are elected by the employees. And there's a recommendation of code in this to run this board. The recommendations of code suggest that members should be from an international background. They should have a diversity in all aspects of expertise and experience, and the age limit is 72 years, and they shall have sufficient time to perform their mandatory work. And the next one? And,
That's not yours?
no, this one is not shown. The relevant management practices, the relevant management practices, they focus on 2 things. They focus on environment responsibility and they focus on social responsibility. And they also have a code. It says they follow the statutory code of conduct requirement. And there is also transparency and protection of the shareholders' interest. They make sure that they are communicative and they are up to date to the interested stakeholders of the company. And they do this through press release, they pass this information through calendars, journals, articles, etc. Non-performance related components and performance related components include bonuses, pension, termination, incentives, just to be transparent and be fair to the employees how the whole process works. So these are the main functions of the governance.
Regarding the issues for corporate governance, these are general issues, not for just our case. The first one, distinguish the role of board and management and protection of shareholders' rights and their expectations, separation of the roles of the CEO and chairperson, and identify areas in which the company may be subjected to activism, and tension between achieving short-term return and making long-term investment, and investing in building relations with the company's large long-term shareholders, and also the COO selection, compensation, and succession. Also, the shareholder litigation and the reactive use of the corporate bylaw to protect board. Another issues, the issues related to customs and tax regulations, and the issues related to finance policies and the dividends. I think these are the main issues.
Okay.
And well, that's pretty much what we have to tell you about the governance inside Adidas. As you see, the higher or the bigger the company, the more complex it becomes governing a company like that. I don't know if any one of you want to say a final.
It's everything about your business.
I think your concluding remark, it was very interesting what you said. Did you say this is so much? Yeah? No, what did you say?
At the beginning, yeah.
At the end, you said it is.
The bigger the company, the
No,
bigger.
what did you say? This is. I forgot. Well, it's a lot what you have been presenting. It is
2 plus.
too many details in a sense, but you pointed out some of the important things. One of the most important things was this statement from the CEO. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that everybody is aware of this kind of statement. If you take this statement seriously, then such things like the Dieselgate are not supposed to happen, yeah? Because he really committed himself and his colleagues from the executive board to take responsibility, maybe also to take accountability for everything happening in the company. Okay? So I think you got a little bit distracted by very many details. But you made it clear that it's about taking responsibility, about how to work with value which is not in possession of the CEO and his colleagues. It's given to them to increase the value, yeah? And they have to draw a lot of conclusions and to do a lot of activities for this. So it was quite comprehensive, a bit too detailed, and you took already some of the things we are going to discuss tomorrow with risk management. This was not really necessary here, but this was actually referring to what we are going to do tomorrow. So basically you covered everything, but you presented a little bit too much of the details. Yeah? Thanks a lot. Any questions from you? You started, the way you started,
It's like 297 companies also.
the way you started, this was not really self-confident. Yeah, Are you working in marketing? No.
No.
No, yes, this was clear, yeah? He's not working in marketing. If he were working in marketing, he would have started with, now I'm telling you the whole truth about the